to part 3 of the Shelby Cobra 427 build-up. Made some pretty good progress on this model. The kit's been completely clear coated now, and that's had 3 coats of clear coat. I've also stuck it next to the radiator as well. We've had some pretty bad weather actually down here in Milton Keynes, and it's not exactly been warm, so I've stuck this next to the radiator to help cure the paint off, and that's worked a treat, which is great. And I've also got my Shelby GT500 going through the same process as well at the moment. So this is nearly to completion actually, so it wouldn't surprise me if this was the last video, because there's not a lot left to do really, apart from sticking it all together. With the hood, we got that finished off, and as you can see, we've still got a little bit of paint on there that's drying off. But I've taken a bit of a liberty with that really in painting it matte black. I'm not sure whether it's actually meant to be like that or whether it's meant to be the full body colour or not, but I just decided that it looked pretty cool matte black. So that's done. As you can see, we've got the stripes on the hood and everything there now. We've also done the same to the underside of the car as well, just to keep it all in perspective there. And we've also done the same with the inside of the hood there. One of the reasons why I chose to do this was mainly because the inside of the door panel here needs to be painted the matte black. The reason being is that the fact that the cockpit itself, or not the cockpit, sorry, because it's not an aeroplane, the cabin doesn't actually come with door panels, which is just a tad weird. So that's why we've had to do that, just to keep that in with that. So that's looking quite good. I just need to wait for these little last few bits to dry off, and as soon as that's done, I can then start attaching all the parts to the car. So we've got the interior that needs to go in first. That will just basically slide up into position and just pop itself in there. Then the hood needs to go on with the catch that keeps that in place. Then I can put the chassis on, then I can put the wheels on, and then it's just all the little bits and bobs that go in various places around the body. So I think what I might do is kind of like leave this here, get this built up completely now, and then just show you the finalised product. And then that will be another kit off the bench. So I'll be back with you as soon as that's in one piece. The Shelby Cobra 427 finished now. So that's another one off the bench, ready for the big E build. I have had a few issues with this particular car, to be quite honest, and I think it might be because it's a really old sort of tooling that they've used for this particular car. I mean, compared to the Shelby GT500 that I've just completed as well, that went together with absolutely no modifications at all. Didn't have to do anything to any of the parts of that vehicle to get that together. Whereas this particular one, just about every single piece that I put together had to be modified or adjusted in some way, shape or form to actually get it to fit with the other component, which is a bit of a shame really. You know, the wheels themselves, they were really difficult to actually put on. They had to be modified as well to actually put on, and then they had to be glued on as well because they just wouldn't sit right otherwise. The front wheels on the chassis are too far back. They should be forward a little bit, but there's nothing I can do about that because that's the actual length of the chassis that they've put that on. So, you know, that's a bit of an issue. And it's just been really, generally, to be quite honest, fit issues like that. The front bumpers, or this front bumper here with the grille surround, for instance, there's meant to be 4 little holes on either side. Now the rods that actually go into the body are far too long, really. So it was a case of those holes had to be drilled out so you could actually slide the bumpers in properly, and even then this part of the grille here didn't butt up against the body of the car properly, so you know that all had to be sort of glued in place with canopy glue and then tape put over that to bring it in tight against the body of the vehicle. You know, so there's been a few fit issues. Again with the bonnet, when everything's actually in, that won't close down properly. There's a little bit of a gap at the back of the bonnet there. which is a bit of a shame really, to be quite honest. Again, you know, I've tried to actually get that to shut down properly, but it won't. The window or the windscreen surround doesn't conform to the curves of the body properly either, which is a bit of a pain in the backside as well. You know, so there's been lots of little fit issues on this vehicle that, you know, shouldn't really be there and do actually take up a lot of time. One of the other big issues that I've got really with this particular type of kit is the fact that the quality of the chrome parts isn't actually that good, to be honest. You know, and I think it makes me believe that, you know, it's an old tool, and you know, they're using fairly old techniques for this. One of the other issues that I did actually have with this kit, which there's nothing I can actually do about really, to be quite honest, was the top bar on the fender there was actually snapped on the kit. You know, when I got the bag out, this was actually snapped, and some of the chrome was actually flaking off. Luckily enough, the flaky chrome was on the inside, so you can't really see it that well. But, you know, that presented another little problem. The other thing as well is the fact that there was no decals for the dials, you know, so nothing there. The other issue that we've got is the fact that these little, what are meant to be the Cobra badges, there's no decals for them, and there's no chrome parts for them either. You know, which again is a bit of a pain in the backside, so I just need to really sort of put a double of the aluminium on there, the Tamiya aluminium paint, just to sort of try and help sort of make them look a little bit better than they are. But apart from that, the kit itself is now completely built, and even though it's had a lot of fit issues, it doesn't really look that bad, to be quite honest. You know, I'm quite happy with the way that this kit turned out, even though it's had a number of fit issues. You know, so let's, if we can see if we can lift this bonnet up a little bit. You've got to be very, you kind of got to wiggle this bonnet about a little bit as well, really, to try and get it to a certain level to be able to open it up, and that can prove to be a little bit difficult as well. The instructions on this as well are quite well, lacking really, shall we say, in some areas. But that's about as far as I can get the bonnet up to actually show you underneath. You know, as you can see, there's not really a lot of room underneath there really, which is a bit of a shame, to be quite honest. But yeah, I mean, it's not a bad little kit, you know, for all its little flaws that it's got. It's a fun little kit to build. It's not really what I would call a kit for a absolute beginner. I would suggest that you have some level of skill, because you're just going to need to go and correct all the little parts. And as I say, with the front bumper and the back, with the front bumper and the back bumper, where I've had to actually drill into the bodywork, that was done post painting, you know, so that was a little bit of a heart stopper having to do that, because this Alclad paint is quite delicate really. You know, so it was, I didn't really want to scratch that and then have to repaint the whole thing again. But luckily enough, you know, that come out all right. But yeah, as I say, apart from all the little issues that we've had along the way with this car, it's not too bad. If we bring it up a little bit closer, you'll be able to see in the interior there, and it's not looking too bad. You know, that's what it looks like from the underside of the vehicle. And if we go to the front view, and that's what it looks like from the front, and then the side view. So again, you know, it's a good little kit, but it's just got a lot of issues with it. And the decals for the stripes, not only do they not look that good, but they also, unfortunately, the decals just don't lay down that well, to be quite honest. That's why I ended up painting that stripe on there. Not that that was a hardship, and to be quite honest, I think as said before, it actually does look a lot better with the stripes painted on rather than using the decals anyway, so there's not really too much of an issue there at all. But apart from that, it's a nice little kit. I've enjoyed building this one, and hopefully my friend will enjoy this kit too. So that's going to be about it for this one. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this one as much as I've enjoyed building it. The next build for me will start on the 1st of June, which will be the 1350 Enterprise refit. Looking forward to tackling that one. Apparently it's called the Widowmaker. We'll soon see whether that's just scaremongery. But yeah, I will catch up with you in the review of that kit. And I will be releasing that on the 1st of June as well. So until then, thanks for watching, and please do take care.